welcome back to another episode of You're Not Alone podcast. I'm Val. Morgan's not here today. This is Ayleen and Jesus from Scrub and Roll. They are a mobility accessory cleaning service. And we thought we'd do something a little bit different. I met you guys when you came to our open house here. Officially met you that way.
Yeah.
Right.
We've been stalking each other on Facebook and social media and everything for a little while. But interestingly enough, she actually met Chris before she met me. Chris being my husband, for anybody who's new to listening. But you met Chris at
The spinal cord event?
yeah, out there in the wild, as I call it.
Yeah.
Outside of here is the wild.
Right.
And so you introduced yourself to Chris. I'm sure he was like, I don't know anything about you or who you are or
Yeah.
anything. He's kind of shy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the extrovert of the relationship, so
It's okay, me too.
right, yeah. So hey, if you guys are noticing, we have a different background today. We decided not to be stuck in the little room and went for a little bit better lighting, I think. Hopefully you'll get my good side. For those that are watching the video, rather, everybody else that's just listening to the podcast is like, what is she talking about? But if you watch the video, we've got our gym actually in the background today. So
Right.
yeah, a little bit of, for anybody who didn't make it to open house, this is the place. And so yeah, so why don't you go ahead and start off? Just tell me a little bit about yourself, tell our listeners about yourself and how you started off this wild
Journey.
adventure and how you met and everything about yourselves.
Okay. So I'm Ayleen. I was born in El Paso, Texas, but moved here to Arizona when I was about 5. I was born with cerebral palsy, but about 3-4 years ago I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, double whammy, insane. But we actually met on a dating app. We met on Bumble.
Bumble, all right. A little shout out for Bumble. I'm not getting sponsored, or we're not getting sponsored, right?
That's
But
fine.
hey, that's cool.
I was playing a little hard to get at first because I was just leaving him on red. But then it started with like the flower and the taco gestures. That's where he got me, was the tacos.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we've been together ever since then.
Yep.
Awesome.
And ever since then, it's just been a wild ride. But we're still here.
And then about a year ago, we came up with this idea to start cleaning mobility accessories, just like as a fun joke, because I realized as I was getting older, a lot of my mobility accessories would get disgusting and grimy, and that's the first thing people see is they look at your chair and then they're just
Uh-huh.
sometimes they don't even acknowledge you. So it's like, why, if they're already gonna stare at me for a reason, why not give them a good reason to stare? So
I love it. And you're absolutely right. Every time we go to do a presentation or something, I'm like, come here, let me see the chair. And or he'll be in the shower and I'll get in there with the Clorox wipes and try to like wipe off the dust. Because he'll just roll the chair through, like, we have rocks and stuff, so all that dirt kicks out.
Right.
And of course, you know, it does. It gets grimy. And or if he drops his lunch, those tacos can be messy.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll find like cheese under his seat cushion. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, okay. But that is a true reality for people that are using wheelchairs.
Yes.
So that's perfect. So it was a joke at first, but then you made it happen.
yeah.
So what was that process like?
Honestly, it was very tedious because I was second guessing myself for doing it because I'm like, it's not gonna work. It's just an idea. But I think I was more afraid of people seeing that I was the one running it versus the face behind the business. I'm actually the one that does a lot of the work, from spraying down the chair to looking at the gimmicks of the chair to making sure everything is still intact. And I think when people hear that, they're kind of like shocked by it because they assume that, again, people with disabilities or people that are disabled aren't very entrepreneur-y or can't do it.
Mhm.
So it was just, it's still a little scary, but at this point I'm just like, you can book me if you want. If not, it's okay. You're eventually going to need it at some point, because at some point anybody can become disabled.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think I would trust you more in the sense of, what's the number one complaint people have if they go fly, right, with their wheelchair? Oh, somebody who doesn't know anything about my chair is going to break my chair.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle my chair. They're going to break my joystick. They're going to mess it up. You having experience knowing, one, how detrimental it would be for it to be broken or anything happen to it. But also knowing all of, you're like, this is what always happens to mine, so let's focus on these areas. So you having that experience should be the best reason to hire you for this service. So that's perfect. Yeah. How many do you do, like events, or how do you make this work?
I tend to post a lot on social media and just try to get the word out there. The first event we ever did to like put our face out there was the Abilities Expo last year, just to see if it would work. And it's insane how many people would look at me and they're like, this exists, and I'm like, it didn't, but now it does. So like, even with that event, seeing how much success it brought, that gave me the green light even more to be like, okay, like, let's go, let's do this, because it's needed and it's wanted. And so once we kept going and going, and I was just like, let's make it into like an actual business. I got the LLC and everything, because I was just like, this idea can go far than what I can assume right now. So like, let's just protect it. So when I started promoting it, I started just using my personal social media platform to share the story behind it, and then growing Scrub and Roll from there. But I actually started emailing organizations. I remember my first organization that booked me was the Nora Foundation. They cater to kids with disabilities. They sponsor adoptive bikes. So when I saw their website, I just kind of like risked it for a biscuit and emailed the owner and was like, hey, like, I'm starting this business. I just wanted to know if you'd give me a shot to clean your daughter's wheelchairs. And then they're like, wow, yeah, let's give it a shot and see how it goes. And ever since then, seeing that little girl's face, Nora's face, just smile, seeing how much her chair transformed within the matter of the 30 minutes was like, this is my why. This is why I have to keep going.
That's fantastic. That's really good. And that's how I heard about you. It was like word of mouth, kind of seeing different events and people that are in our social media community that are sharing that, hey, you're going to be out there. And I think that says a lot. You have those people advocating for you. And that's essentially what we try to build with all this is community, right? So community of people we know in, also for us, being in the neuro field, Morgan with spinal cord injury, us with a spinal cord injury life. And so promoting you is going to be my happy place too, because that's what we need to do. We need to lift each other up whenever we have that opportunity. So that's awesome. Okay.
Just
what else?
One thing I'd like to add is just from working with Ayleen is seeing that being unafraid to ask or just to reach out and just seeing what happens has led us to so many different opportunities that we had no idea we even had access to, but all she did was just ask. So to any like aspiring entrepreneurs out there, if you have an idea and the first step is just talking or just seeking help, just do it. Like, it's the easiest thing to do, and it can take you so many places. Like, we're here, for instance. The fact that she was willing to speak to Chris, who's not willing to speak very much, says so much about her. Like, we're here. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's been very eye-opening to me, because as you can tell, I'm a pretty quiet individual. But she's not. Like, she'll say hello to anybody, and that gets us so many places. It's inspiring, honestly.
I think so too, because being disabled, I kind of felt very stripped it away from like society and just being a part of something. Like, obviously I can't walk, I can't do as much as everybody else does, but I can sure damn talk, so I'm gonna use my voice as much as I can. Like, that's the most powerful tool you can have, in a sense. If others can't speak, then you speak for them. And I feel like that's the reason why I keep doing what I'm doing, is to continue to advocate, continue to just promote. Like, you might stare at me, but you're gonna stare at me for a damn good reason. Let me tell you why. And so, yeah.
And you're bubbly and cute, and you have a wonderful smile, and you
Thank
are,
you.
like I said, you are like one of them, like positive vibe. You've passed the positive vibe check. Like, you're very open, and you like enjoy talking about your business, and you enjoy talking about your experiences in this and all, because that's the only way for people to learn, right? Okay, what else about you? What else do you got that I don't know yet?
I'm actually thinking of going back to school to go into industrial design because I want to work in like the rehab technology world or the assistive technology world where I want to give like my 2 cents in what they create before they create it, because I feel like having a person that actually deals with the devices or use the devices is very important to have their input before creating something and not knowing if it's going to work. So my ultimate goal is to go into industrial design school and then grow, scrub and roll at that, because a couple days ago I got asked if I can make customized joysticks for power wheelchairs. So in my head I'm just like, I don't know, but I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. So yesterday I went to T-Mobile, bought myself an iPad, and I was just like, we're just gonna go with the flow and see if we could design it. If we can, cool. If not, then we're gonna learn. So my ultimate goal is to grow, scrub and roll, not only as like a cleaning accessory company, it's to be an adaptive company all around in like the next 5 to 10 years, because I also want to sell accessories from cups to, I kind of want to do like pimp my chair instead of pimp my ride. I want to pimp wheelchairs. That's like my ultimate goal, because
I love it. I love it. And we're old enough to remember the show.
Yeah. Right.
Some of them younger kids, they probably don't know what Pimp My Ride was. It was literally like they rolled a piece of crap car into a shop. And it was Exhibit, right? Exhibit was the rapper that was real popular at the time, and they would put ridiculous stuff. Now we're not going that route, but I mean, like, you know, maybe, I don't know, if you want to put a TV, you know, like a swinging arm on the chair with like a TV going on.
Fish tank.
Fish tank, yeah, yes.
I actually want to add a speaker.
That's cool. That is a great idea.
Because when you're out and about, I mean,
Yes.
everybody else has a radio, so like,
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, realistically, like a lot of, we have quite a few people that we've met here in the clinic that they ride their scooter and wheelchairs from miles away.
Yeah.
Like, right now it's crazy because it's like 116, I think. Today I think it's supposed to be 116. So we have to be careful of those things, of course. But yeah, I'll tell you, there was a gentleman, I just got back from Portland. And while I was up there, I heard this music. And of course, there's all kinds of things going on, but there was music playing, and it was getting closer, and it was getting closer, and it was getting closer. And it was a gentleman, literally, he had, I mean, if you can just go this route and design it, but like, he literally had like a, some sort of like a Bluetooth speaker that he had like bungeed like crazy, and he used that as his horn. He said, there's people get out of the way when I'm coming through. I don't have to be like, excuse me. And the little horns that they put on the scooters are ridiculous.
they're not loud enough.
You know, they're not. It's so sad.
Yeah.
And so that was his thing. So you guys are on the same path. Like, you absolutely, that is a need that needs to happen, because that's how he used it. And it was like, when I turned around to look at this guy, the music didn't match. The music did not match at all of what I thought that this gentleman would probably be listening to, but it was loud. It was like dance music, and so you had to turn around. This energy that was coming up behind me, you had to know what was happening.
No
so I
reason.
turned around. He goes, "Thanks for getting out of the way. That's usually why I use the music." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I could hear him like 2 blocks away too. It was great.
See, that's crazy.
So see, you are absolutely on the right path.
Just like, man, I love that song.
I just thought maybe, you know, he could end up having like a flash mob following him, like people dancing in the streets. But you know, there's a big sign in Portland that says "Keep Portland Weird," and I was like, okay, all right. They were definitely sticking to that.
Yeah. No, yeah, because
Yeah.
getting older too, I realized the more I ask for like, excuse me, like I need to go through, especially going out in public, they see you, but they tend to ignore you. So why not make a louder gesture? And even having that speaker, like you were saying, is a louder gesture, because there's no way they could ignore that. There's no way they can unsee or just walk away from that. And if they do walk away, yay, that's what we need. We need room to go through. So
Checked off the box.
Yeah.
It worked. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So when somebody is to book, how would someone go across booking with you guys?
So when somebody wants to book with us, they usually DM us on Instagram and like say, hey, do you guys have availability this time and this time? We're usually very flexible on our bookings. We book Monday through Friday after 3 or 4,
Okay.
and then Saturday and Sunday after 2, because we also have to comply with his work schedule.
Yeah.
But if they want to book, they just DM us directly. We get their contact info and we just communicate from there. We are eventually trying to get a website going, but it's still in the works.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And then do you bring all of the supplies?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
So we bring like a table, a mini table that pulls, and we set up all our sprays and our soap and our brushes, and we just start doing our work. It's funny because a lot of people are like, do you guys use hose? Do you guys need water? What do you guys need? We just use a mini power washing gun that comes with the water itself.
Oh,
and
cool.
then we get like this, what is it called? The car soap?
Yeah, so it's basically like an automotive detail, how you would have somebody come to your home and they would do all that, except we don't need access to water. We don't need access to power. It's electric powered, and we only run, realistically, we use maybe half a gallon of water to clean one chair.
Oh, wow.
And that we can just keep on us, or the gun will hold it. And we have detailing brushes and small little, they're basically pipe cleaners.
Okay.
They get everywhere. We have little cans of compressed air. We're completely mobile. We set up in maybe about 5 minutes. We lay down a tarp so we don't wet your property or even your patio. If we need us to do it outside, we'll bring a sunshade. We bring lights if we want us to come at night. We're extremely flexible.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And 100% like independent. We don't need to be tapped into anything.
That's cool.
And I think that's probably the biggest question people have for us is, what do we need from them?
Mm-hmm.
All we need is your wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's cool. That's really. I wondered about that whenever you talked about coming out here. I was like, if they were gonna set anything up, like, because when we talk about future events or setting up a day where you guys are here, I'm like, okay, I think there's a spigot out front, and okay, so that it eliminates all of that.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
At SciFit, they let us do it inside.
That's
And
cool.
the one time we forgot our tarp, we just did it right outside, and it was quick, and that was it.
Okay, very cool.
And I think too, like, just having the ease of not really making a mess besides the gimmick and the grime that comes down from the chair, it always hits the tarp. So once we're done cleaning, we shake out the tarp and we shake everything else out that we collected, and there's no mess for like the centers, the organizations. We don't have to worry about, can I get a broom, or like, I'm sorry, but I left this stain. We make sure everything is put back the way it was, and
Right.
if anything, we'll just let them know, like, hey.
Okay, all right. So what's the cost? Let's go down to
So
the numbers.
for-
Let's talk business here, because
And
I'm
a-
very interested. So
An electric wheelchair is $55.
okay,
Manual wheelchair is $45.
Okay.
And then a walker is $30. And then
A scooter would also fall under electric. So it's 55 is the most we'll charge as a flat fee. We do charge per mile. That's 89 cents per mile, and we're based in East Mesa. So we're about 10 minutes away from here. So if anybody wants to base that. Also, if anybody is a client here, we'd be more than happy to waive your fee. Come and do it here, and all you would pay is that fee.
okay.
so they would just pay the $55 fee flat, and we'd waive the travel fee for a lot of your clients as well.
That's awesome. That would be great. So all you guys that are listening, I know we have lots of our patients are always listening to this podcast. So let's figure out a time. I mean, and would that be something that you guys are interested in if we had like 5 or 6 people that are
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey,
Of
we can
course.
all come in around this time or whatever, you guys would be able to knock
If
all those out?
5 or 6 people agreed to do it, I mean, we would do all for like, we'd even take money off of it, because that saves us time and fuel, and that'd be
Yeah.
amazing. The photos that would come from that would help us a lot. So we'd be more than happy to help everybody out.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, we got some wheels turning up in my brain for that. So
Absolutely. We
let's
do
get on
like
that.
to make a little bit of a show sometimes. We'll bring the bubble machines, and we'll do the tent and everything. We have our own, like, a backdrop. We like to make a presence.
Yeah.
We love the attention when we're working, because Nobody has any idea we exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
has any idea we exist.
I don't know of anything like this in anywhere in my area here, and I live over here too. So
Right.
that's fantastic, and
Exposure is our number one currency right now. It really is.
for sure, awesome. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more. So that's a sweet deal. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. Like the business, the idea of the business, the price, the everything is a sweet deal, especially because some of these people are. I mean, every 5 years you get a chair, right?
Yeah.
That's what the current thing is. But sometimes, have you found somebody that's had 5 years of gunk on their chair or 5 years plus of gunk on their
yeah.
chair?
Recently, we went to an assisted living home and we did this older lady's wheelchair.
Uh-huh.
And I got a message from the daughter and said, "I never knew you exist, but after seeing that transformation, you literally gave my mom her life back, her confidence,
Aw.
her like." And to me, I was telling his sister, I was like, that right there, because it's not just a chair or just a mobility device. It's an everyday thing that we use on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, and part of that is you need to feel confident, you need to feel loved, you need to feel worthy of being in the chair and feeling like you're just not being taken care of properly.
One of my favorite experiences was at an assisted living. There was a man, and he was just very, very down. He didn't get out of the bed. His sister did most of the talking. But when we were done, the look on his face when he saw his wheelchair, it was incredible. I mean, he was like, "Let me get up. Let me go have a cigarette. I need like." It was unbelievable. It's like he just woke up. You know what I mean?
He wanted to take it out and
He
take it
wanted
for a
to
spin.
Take it for a spin. Like
Yeah.
I can only imagine when that's your only set of motivation, and
Yeah.
it's gross even by your own standards. You know,
Yeah.
He
it's
said,
a huge moral lift.
he's
Yeah.
probably thinking in his head, "Let me go find my lady. Now I got my new ride. Let's go."
Absolutely.
My mom works at one of those assisted living places, and I can assure you that's probably what they are thinking. She tells me there's a lot of flirty old guys in there.
We've been looking for maybe a bingo night if anybody
That would be
has
fun.
if
That'd be cool.
anybody does any senior living centers or community centers, we would just pop up and offer our service.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so that's like the business side of your life. What's life like at home? What's going on in the Mammer Jammer? What are we doing?
Just the usual 9 to 5,
A lot of
and
work.
then we
You
go
work a lot.
home, and then we go to sleep, and then we go back to doing scrub and roll. But lately, if I'm being honest and transparent, which I really want to be on this podcast, I've been struggling personally finding my wants and passions for growth career-wise, but financial stability and just growth as a person. I've been in this mindset of if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. I think I've let myself go in a sense where I'm still very positive and I'm still very light, but a lot of the time people don't see the negative side of the depressive side of being disabled. I think I struggle with allowing to be okay without wondering or fearing if something's gonna happen the next day or the next day, or even with Jesus, where sometimes I even question, I'm just you don't have to be with me if you don't want to. You can always get up and go. And it's not that I want to push him away. I think I'm so accustomed to the disabled population being neglected or feeling neglected, and that's my biggest fear. So before it happens, I'm just you can go now. I tend to self-sabotage the relationships I have with people because once you get, for instance, with the MS, it's going to get worse in the next 2 to 3 years, and I'm going to be probably bedbound and needing way more assistance than what I need now. So I think in my mind, I see this is the vision I see, and I know how it's going to play out because I know how cerebral palsy is, and I think I want to save people from going through that hard mental state for themselves, because not a lot of people see what you go through with Chris or what Jesus goes through with me, because you guys never speak about it. You guys speak about oh, we're here to help you because we love you. But my question is how do you feel? What do you, I know you struggle mentally and physically.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, like, I think it's crazy, but I think I just want to prepare others
Yeah.
for what it's like before it actually happens.
Yeah.
Because it's like a huge hit.
I think in our case, I've tried to be very transparent with our followers as well, and my patients and the family caregivers and everybody that comes in here, is that this is difficult. It's because your emotions, like I'm dealing with Chris's emotions, he's dealing with your emotions. It's just like any other relationship. We gotta be able to go back and forth and communicate. And sometimes it's tiring, and you're like, we've already beaten this horse. I've already talked about this like 1,000 times of this is what I need, whatever. And it's just remembering that you have to continue the communication. And then also being aware of how we're feeling, right? So I have a tendency, I hold it in. I try to be positive. And then one thing will set me off, and it's just the end of the world, right? And you talked about self-sabotage. I'm guilty of that in many previous relationships, and also whatever. Is like, things sometimes seem like it's too good to be true. It's, why is it going so good, you know? And then self-sabotage, and it's like, in the circumstance with Chris and I is that, you know, I took everything very seriously when I said, all right, obviously we got married and everything else. I take that seriously. This is my life. This is my husband. This is who I'm going to take care of. But I hear it every single day in here. Like, he's lucky that you stuck around. And I see that out in the world, is where people will say, like, oh, I got injured and my wife or my husband left me.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to be in this relationship anymore. They didn't feel like I could meet their expectations. And that's difficult. That is very difficult. And I think that it's important to talk about those things. And sometimes it's hard to talk about the things. Sometimes we just sit there and, like, we need to talk about this, but, like, I don't want to say the wrong thing to make him feel poorly. It's not his fault that he had his injury. It's not anything like that. It's not your fault. It's not anything like that, right? So I guess I'm going to spin the table and I'm going to turn it to you. How do you deal with things? These guys have already listened to me talk about all this stuff. I want to hear how you feel.
I would say at first it was difficult because I just wasn't strong enough, I guess. And I mean that physically. Like, nobody really understands what it's like to lift another human being regularly as a part of your life. It's not a choice. It's just, she needs the bathroom, let's go to the bathroom. You need a shower, let's take a shower. It's not like, man, you need a shower now. Like, that's never was always, I'm never gonna make you feel like, didn't.
Yeah. I know. This is why we have these hard conversations, because you, right now, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be somebody who's listening who doesn't think anybody understands what you do, right?
Yeah.
This is the one time I forgot to grab the tissues, too. Dang it.
My number one goal in life is just to make you feel like just a normal person. And that's not because I feel bad for you. It's not because I think anything. It's because I love you, and when I see you, I see the person I love. And that's it. I don't want you to be scared to ask for something. I don't want you to feel like you're a burden to me or a nuisance to me, and you know that. I'll work 12 hours a day, and she needs something at night. I don't even think about it, because if I wake up and I need to go take a piss, I get up and I go take a freaking piss. I don't, you don't need to feel like your bodily functions or your basic needs and necessities are a burden to somebody. Never.
Yeah. I think one thing that sometimes you or Chris or anybody else who is on the receiving end of care from their spouse or loved one or whoever, that's the number one thing I don't want to be a burden, right? I choose to be here. You choose to be here. And that is our choice to stay committed in this relationship and to do the things, right? And while it might be hard and difficult at times, I don't ever want anybody to feel like that's what the fatigue is. Yes, it does get tiring, but I still choose to be here because I love you, right? And so I hear you, I see you, I hear you, I get it, I do. And a lot of these listeners, a lot of them are caregivers too.
Right.
And so you're speaking our language there, Jesus. You're speaking our language.
And
I love it. You're a good man, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I want you to know that.
I've always had just unlimited patience because I mean everything's okay. There's no urgency. There's nothing. Everything's okay, and that's how I choose to live. If something is out of your control, there's no point in wasting time or energy in getting upset about it. So I think that helps too, just having patience.
Yeah.
And I've gotten really freaking strong. I really have.
So let's talk about that too. Taking care of ourselves, right?
Right.
Because you can't help anybody if you don't take care of yourself first. And that's
100%.
I think that's the hardest lesson for us to learn.
Yeah.
As taking on that life.
I'm a carpenter by trade. I work for the union, and I'm about to turn 10 years in the union. So my body is everything. If I don't take care of myself, I literally can't take care of anybody. So being healthy, I cook healthy meals every day. I try to get our dog some exercise, make sure we see the sun. So that's very important, not just for you, not just as the person taking care, but for the person you're taking care of, because sitting all day is not good for you.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Well, you're telling me. I sit on a day-to-day basis.
So, yes, yes. And, all of the things that come with being in a wheelchair user is the things that can come from that and not having good care. So you're a blessing. You really are. You're a good man.
No, thank you.
Because even though you're putting in a full workload, but then also you're helping take care of Ayleen, but also you taking care of yourself as long as you possibly can. So the weight shifts and the move around in the chair, we need to make sure we're practicing all those things and those good cushions and good chairs. And that's why I love advocating for people who are wheelchair users, because that's what the general public doesn't understand, is the importance of a chair that will tilt or lift or move or whatever, have your feet in the right place, measured and fitted for you, instead of just, I see so many people that are just in a regular transport chair that you can buy off the Walgreens or off Amazon. It's not fit for them. They're getting wounds or contractures in their muscles and everything else because it's not proper for them. So for the long term, obviously continuing advocating for what your needs are as those needs change, right? So this is a long as you do a weight shift. Yes, good girl. Continuing to advocate for yourself. So this is not the first or the last time we're going to hear from you, of course, because as those things come through, I want to make sure we continue that conversation of this is a lifelong, CP's lifelong, and then you add in an additional diagnosis that is also a neurological condition. So I think when you told me that you had that more recent diagnosis on top of everything else, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's, like you said, a double whammy, right?
Yeah.
But knowing that needs are going to change and being accepting of that, and I'm sure there was a day where you had a good cry, and many days probably that you had a good cry, and said, to be honest, it pisses me off sometimes. It's like, damn it, why did this happen? Like, why did this have to happen to anybody that I ever met along this journey? But this is life.
I remember when I first got diagnosed, I didn't know how to process it because I was just like, it's just another thing. But as I saw the symptoms reoccur, the progression start coming in, it was like, well, what can I do to like reverse it? How can I do to help it? And there was treatment plans. There is treatment plans, but again, having cerebral palsy on top of this, it was very contradicting for like the medical team to try to help you because they didn't want to like make you feel worse, or they didn't know if it was going to affect what you already had. And it was just like, respectfully, I was also at that point where I'm just like, I don't want to end up a vegetable. Like, I don't want to end up like a testing project, because when I found out I had MS, there was neurosurgeons and the team just fighting for my case because everybody felt like it was so unique. But they also forgot that that person that's going through it is a person. Like, I'm not just a testing person. And it made me feel like when I told, because Jesus even said, well, why don't we start treatments? Why don't we start little things like that? And I'm just like, if I'm being honest, I'm tired. I'm tired of going to neuro, going to therapies, going to every little thing that we go to, because yes, it does help, and I do love all my team and all my therapists and everybody, but when you feel like your body's just not giving it anymore and you're pushing and pushing and pushing, it's a massive burnout physically, mentally, emotionally, because it's just like, why isn't it working if I'm continuing to push, continuing to show up, continuing to fight? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. But remembering that you are a person and to have that conversation with you, not at you, right? Because that's a lot of times we see that in healthcare.
Oh yeah.
Like, and look at me, talk to me, not just look at the paper. That's one thing I try to teach students. We're very much a student-driven clinic. We have students from all over the United States that come here and say, talk to your patient. Sometimes we see interpreters will come in for someone who might have some sort of a visual or hearing, things like that. Talk to the patient. Don't talk to the interpreter. Talk to the patient. Right. Same thing. Don't look at your damn computer the whole time. Don't look at your paperwork the whole time. Yeah. Talk to the patient. And yeah, so I love that you advocate for that. Hate is a very strong word, but I hate that anyone is going through these things and having these kind of changes, right? I want everybody to be happy and perfect and wonderful and living their best lives, of course.
But then at the same time, I see it as like, if this didn't happen or I wasn't in a wheelchair, I don't think I'd be the person I am today.
There's the other half of the coin, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. You're so positive and you have that enlightenment. Like, you know, like, yeah, I can be this about it or I can be this about it. And it's okay to flip that coin and be both. It's okay to do that. So, fantastic. Well, okay, that got you pretty deep. Do we want to talk about the other thing we maybe talked about beforehand? Do we want to talk about that? You feel up for it? Okay. All right, so let me just ask the question. Are you married?
No.
Why are you not married? Because this is clearly a good dude. Why are you guys not married?
I think it's the fear. Although I don't get Social Security anymore, I do lose a lot of services based on marriage and based on income differentials. And at first, I was very like, okay, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I don't want to lose everything that I have. Because I'm sure you know, everybody that's listening to this podcast knows how hard it is to fight just for one little service or for one little medical device. And it's just like, imagine giving that up because you feel like you need to by marrying somebody. But I'm also at that point in life where I'm just like, maybe that's what I do want. Like, maybe I do want to marry him and I do want to see a life with him. I don't want to be like a long-time girlfriend because it's just like, I want everything everybody else has. Why is it so difficult for a disabled to marry, but then with an able-bodied person, you guys can get married in a day and there's no consequence? Like, why are we punished for being human or
and
having it doesn't make sense to me. So when I was telling him we're actually getting married in the next year, we got our marriage license through a court a few months ago. We just didn't tell anybody, so hello.
You're more than invited, by the way.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's nice.
So part of that, I came to the conclusion of this is my life and this is my freedom and this is my happiness. And I know a lot of you guys are probably scared to do that because you guys are just, again, we are dependent on the government. We are dependent on assistance and people and caregivers. But at the same time, it's like, if you're capable to care for yourself and only need minimal assistance, why not keep continuing that journey to gain that independence? Because I feel like, respectfully, a lot of our community is starting to let others win and decide on what they need, on who they need to contact, who can care for them. And it's just, I want you guys to remember that it's your life. It's you that has to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. If you feel like you don't need a service or you do need a service, say that loud and proud, because I don't think people realize and understand that a lot of these careers and educational people, they get into these careers because of us. And if it's not going to be taken with like a purposeful reason and just like a money reason, because that's what it is right now, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money. It's all about who gets that big check.
Yep.
Then there's no heart in that growth of that person to take care of that person. Like, I'm not going to let you sit here and do respite for 5 to 6 hours for what, 25 to 26 an hour, just for you to tell me you don't want to go anywhere or we can't do this today. Like, why does it seem that they tend to use the disabled population as an easy money scapegoat versus they just need somebody to love and to care for? And I don't know, I want to see that change. I want to see that change because, again, at some point in life, you guys can become disabled too. You guys will need a chair as you get older. You guys can get arthritis, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, open your eyes and see the bigger picture versus you're only looking at what you're looking at for the moment. But, like you said, when Chris got into that accident, it was a whole life-changing moment in that second. And I think people need to see that as they can wake up one day and be sick. They can wake up and just something goes wrong.
Happens every day. And this circumstance is not rare. This is many people are not maybe fulfilling their hearts and finding true love, or going fully in, or self-sabotaging and doing those things because they are at risk of losing the benefits because of having a relationship and finding love. You should not be punished for finding love. It's ridiculous.
I think also too, my biggest ache is you shouldn't be punished for being you. And I feel like even being myself, being disabled and being who I am, my biggest, sorry if it offends anybody, but my biggest issue is when people tell me I'm inspirational, because I'm just like, how am I inspiring if I'm just like you? I'm a little different, but I'm just like you. Like, it pains me for people to be like, you're inspirational. I don't know how I can do that. It's just like, you won't know unless it happens to you. But that doesn't mean you're an inspirable person. I want you to see me as me, my qualities, my ambitions, my wants, my worries, my actions, not you inspire me. Because all they realistically say when they say that is because they see the chair and they see that you're going out and about and doing people things. You're doing normal things, and it's like, we exist too. Just open the door and let us show you. And even with Jesus, he, like you said before he met me, he was very like sheltered in a box where he didn't know what it was like to be in the disabled world or see what struggles it came with. Behind the smile and the personality, there was so much more that I was dealing with. And living with him and moving in with him, there was times where he's like, I didn't know you had to actually do that, or you have to do that on a day-to-day basis. And it's just like, see, a lot of the times too, that's what we should do. In the next month, we should have able-bodied people come to the clinic for one whole day. We'll make this whole little section of, let's see how you can do it in a chair.
Yeah.
You can't stand, you can't move.
Yep.
Let's give you a diagnosis for one day, and you have to see what it's really like. Not just, oh, okay, I understand.
That must be hard.
Yeah. So within
You're so
that,
brave.
Yeah, you're brave.
So within that time frame or that day, after that day, we'll go back and you'll ask them, how do you see it now?
Yep. I bet you they went and park in all the spots that they like to, or cover over the hash marks.
Oh my gosh.
Or come up to somebody who maybe is ambulatory in some sense and walking to that spot, and then be like, you don't have a disability, you know, mind your business.
Right.
Mind
There
your
was-
business. Don't park at a spot that's not meant for you, and you'll be all right.
Crazy story. A couple of years ago, we were going to Aldi to get some groceries. There was this older woman that was standing like right by the door right before I was gonna enter, and I was so excited because I was getting my stuff together. And she looks at me and she's like, "Can I speak to you for a second?" And me, I'm just like, "Oh hey, like what's up?"
No.
And she's like, and she looks at Jesus and she's like, "Can you scoot back for a second?" And he's like, "What the heck?" So he scoots back and I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I want to pray. I want to pray the sickness out of you." And I'm just like,
Oh my
"What
gosh. Is she for
sickness?"
hire? Maybe she'll be praying all day.
I was just like, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am, but I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh my
and
God.
she's like, "You're too pretty to be in a wheelchair." And I'm just like,
Yeah, she's a little ignorant, but
Oh
her
my-
heart wasn't a good place.
her heart was in a good place. But like, that's what I mean. I think people,
Oh my God.
we need to train people how to approach a person in a wheelchair. Because if he wasn't there, I would have known what would happen.
Yeah. Oh
Oh.
my gosh.
A little scared at first.
But I don't know. I just,
Oh my gosh.
the world needs to be kinder.
Yeah.
Kinder, open-minded,
Yeah. We can all agree on that.
have a good perspective on life. Because we're already going through so much negativity.
Mm-hmm.
We're already going through so much struggles. If
Yeah.
you have the time of the day and the capability to make a person smile, even by just saying hi. Sometimes he thinks I'm a little crazy because I'm at the store and I'm just like, "Hey." And then he's like, "Do you know that
So I
person?"
don't even like to look at
No.
people, and she's over here waving at them.
And I'm just like, no, because sometimes that little hi and that little smile can
Yeah.
brighten up their whole day. And
Yeah.
that's just,
Chris doesn't like to go to the grocery store with me because he's like, every time we go, you make a friend.
Yeah, or
I'm like,
you
well,
run into an old
Yeah, I
friend.
run
or-
into somebody who knows me or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, here we go." He's like, "I'll be in the van." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, I guess, but yeah. All right, so awesome to hear everything you guys got going on. Awesome to hear what's going on in the future because we're gonna put that out in the universe, right? That is happening. We are gonna find. I'm gonna report back to these guys at some point and be like, "Hey, guess what? She's working in this field now, and she's an innovator, and it's the other I word, not inspirational. You're just living your life, but innovative. You're innovative to make the change that needs to be made.
that'd
right?
be a good t-shirt prompt.
Yes. I'll let you have that one.
Yeah, I can brand it for you.
Nice. Appreciate that. See, I have good ideas every now and again. Yeah. So, all right, everybody, you heard it here. Scrub and roll. If you are a neuro and brain participant, I hate the word patient.
Right.
Patient, client, friend. I say everybody's my friend up in here.
Yeah.
If you are one of our neuro and brain family, let me know. Come see me in the clinic and let me know if we need to get something scheduled for you to get your chair cleaned up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you mentioned walkers, the whole
All
skedaddle,
mobility
like
accessories.
all
Yes.
mobility accessories.
We've done shower chairs. We've done beds. We're considering moving to vans.
Vans.
Okay. Oh man, I got
Yeah.
one for you. Chris is not the best at keeping his van clean,
We
so.
got you.
We're just missing some equipment for that though, but it's in
Yeah,
the work. It's
yeah,
in the works.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Something I do want to throw out there too.
Mhm.
Our ultimate goal for Scrub and Roll, besides making it like a company where we design things for people with disabilities, we're trying to make it into an employment program for other people with disabilities that have a hard time finding work or just
Yeah.
can't get a career they want. We feel like everybody can spray down a chair and clean a chair, and that also teach the disabled population that entrepreneurship is capable, because it's so rare that you see people with disabilities owning a business. And I want to break that chain and just promote that we are capable of the incapable. So just keep going, because there's like light at the end of the tunnel. They can see us rolling, but they're never gonna be hating if we let them see who we really are.
I don't have the copyright for that music, but that would have been perfect to just input right there in the podcast. They see me rolling. All right, phone number is for Scrub and Roll is 480-238-2070. I had to make sure my eyeballs saw that right. And they can reach you via email at scrubandroll@gmail.com. You said website's coming soon, and you do have on your card here, we do have some business cards for them in the clinic here with our business cards. They're up in the little holder there. And it says able to travel across the Phoenix metro area, so outside of the Phoenix area. You said 89 cents per mile for the
89 cents
traveling
per mile,
out?
but
Okay.
Neuro and Braden customers or family members would be free.
Okay, awesome. So, like I said, 55 for a power chair, and then down for
And
based
down,
on
yeah.
other things.
55
So,
is the ceiling. I think canes or more complicated canes are about 15.
okay.
So
All right, and no mess. So,
no mess.
I mean, this sounds like a no-brainer for me. Like, if you got a messy chair, you want a team that understands your life, give them a call, give them an email, and get this rolling, because that's awesome.
Super
okay.
portable. We've been inside of living centers. We've been outside of living centers, inside of apartment rooms, outside of dorms. I mean, parks. We'll go anywhere. We'll make it happen. Your wheelchair will get cleaned.
Fantastic.
Just clean wheels and happy feels.
Is that on a T-shirt?
No.
That should be on a T-shirt too. I'm telling you. There you go. You can have that one too. No, you made that one up. That's okay. All right, gang. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming out and
Thank you.
sharing your story,
Thank you
visiting
so
us
much for
here.
having us.
Yeah. Thank you for coming to open house and sharing
Oh,
about
yeah,
your
of
business.
course.
That
That
was
was fun.
great.
It was so
Yeah.
much fun. I had a good time.
It was fantastic. I was like, look at all these people coming out to see us. It was great.
Yeah, if you guys ever have like a barbecue or something, give us a call.
Oh shoot, you know me. Yeah, I love to cook barbecue. I love that. I like to be the grill master. Chris makes the dinners all week and all that, but like when it comes to the grill, I like to control
Yeah,
that
you
part.
take
That's
over.
that's just my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we come to the other part of the business. If you or your loved one is in need of physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy with a neuro design, come see us at Neuro and Brain Performance Centers. We are located at 5761 East Brown Road, Suite 19. That's Mesa, Arizona 85205. Our phone number is 480-719-8080. And if you are still faxing, crazy that people are still faxing. 480-981-8595, and you can find us online at neuroandbrain.com. Again, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you so much for
No, thank
having
you.
Appreciate
us.
you. We'll have Morgan on the next one for sure. She'll be back with us. But on that note, I'm Val. I'm out.
I'm Ayleen.
I'm Jesus.
And they're out too.
Hi.
We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.